It's Mr. Bones, the Alpha Male.
Welcome, my lovely friends of the greater Indianapolis, Indiana region here in the U.S. My name is Mr. Bones. I am the Alpha Male. And this is the first podcast, and today we're going to kind of be talking about the basics of social interaction, because the goal of this entire program in this podcast is to gain a new perspective of Daygame and Nightgame, because books like Mystery Method, books like The Game, and people in London such as Yad, Tom Torero, those guys are great. But I think there's a new structure on the horizon, and that's what I want to dive into over the course of this podcast. But today, since this is the first episode, I would like to start with the basics and start with the biggest and most challenging obstacles to overcome in the very, very beginning. Now, I firmly believe that long-winded podcasts will hurt you more than help you. I feel like the steps of this process are very important and don't need to be crammed into one 30-minute podcast where you forget half the things you heard. So today, we're going to keep this short, we're going to keep this brief, and we're going to go over a couple things that are extremely important that get forgot quite often. What is the most important fact that towers over all game theory? Well, you may be curious. You may know. But this is the most important fact. You must be doing it to have fun. Fun, simple fun. That's what it's all about. Because if you go out there and you treat it like work, you will subtext communicate that. People will know. People will see it in your bones, in your attitude, your stance, your mannerisms. You can't hide it. You have to be doing it and having fun. Because fun breeds excitement, authenticity, and originality. And anything else is just kind of snaky and obvious. And you don't want to be that guy. There's no point. You've seen that guy. You've seen that guy a million times. And you have to be doing this and having a good time doing it. Now, if you're getting started and you're getting over those anxiety phases where you don't like approaching, you don't know how to approach, you're scared, yeah, that may not be that fun. I understand, but you have to be doing this because it is fun. Yeah, there's going to be times you're scared and you're afraid, but those will come and go once you the reputation takes hold and it becomes something you just do, and it doesn't have that work feel. You have to be having fun, because that's going to be the most strongest foundation you can have as a man. What process do you follow when you're brand new? How do you do this? How do you go out and approach people confidently with a smile? You don't show your cards. You're not obvious. You're not needy. How do you do it? I mean, when you're brand new, you're not going to remember this stuff. That is okay. The whole point of this is to go out there, get off your ass, and do it. And you're going to find yourself way more excited. You'll start changing as a human. You'll start dressing differently. You'll start talking differently. You'll hang out with people differently. You'll carry yourself differently as you start to realize your bad habits and you overcome them. Because you can reflect on every approach, on every interaction. You can sit back and think, what went right? What went wrong? What could I have done? Why did I say that? That was so stupid. Was I nervous? Was I trying to achieve a certain goal with that phrase I said? Well, I will say this, and this comes from Mr. Tom Torero, the Daygame expert. If that's what you're about, the whole Daygame thing, then he came up with a pretty cool 5-step process. That 5-step process, well, my dogs are getting pissed, and I'm not sure why. Quit it. You're okay. That 5-step process is called OSVIC. OSVIC. I'll say it again. OSVIC. 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 Open, stack, vibe, invest, and close. Right. So this is what we will end on today, along with the biggest mistake guys make. So, open. We all know what that is. You walk up, you're strong, you're powerful, you're honest in your approach, and you say what you see. And you move on. You don't stay there. You don't keep talking about it. That's where a lot of guys fall short, is they keep talking about the open, and it's boring. And the girl's like, what the fuck is going on? This guy's an idiot. He has no social game. You move right on to stacking. You say, what I noticed about you. You ask her a question without asking her a question. Well, what does that mean? Well, here's an example. I don't know about you, but when I think of this cold weather, it makes me want to go skiing. Okay. You just asked her a question without having to ask her a question, which is the whole point of game, is hiding your intentions and being tricky and being crafty and artsy and fun and phrasing things in a way that other people don't. Then, this is the part a lot of guys don't, bless me, a lot of guys don't ever get to. Part 3 of OSVIC, the V, vibing. This is where you tease her, you challenge her, role play, improvisation. You do this until she asks you a question. When someone is asking questions, they are the one investing. They are the one trying to win you over. And that is the whole point of game, is to get the other person to invest in you. You're the one who approached. You're the one who did the hard work. Now it's time to flip the script, get that person to start doing the work, and just sit back and watch it happen. Strong face, use pauses, be silent, don't over talk. You look needy. Once you can tell she's invested when you're vibing, when you're teasing her, you're challenging her, you're role playing, you're improvising with the situation that's given, you're gonna wait and you're gonna see it happen. She'll ask you a question. If you just get quiet, you shut your fuck up, you make her laugh, and then you don't say anything. You wait for her to engage conversation. And there will be this awkward tension, and it feels weird, but that's why it feels weird, because now you're making her do the work. And she didn't expect that. And that is ballsy. And I love that about Daygame. It's so great. These kind of things don't really work in night game, but we're talking about Daygame. So, she starts investing. She starts asking you questions. What do? Do you answer them right away? Yes or no questions? Hell no. That's not what we do. We continue to be crafty and artsy. She asks us, what's our passion? Make her guess. What do I look like I do? Where do I look like I'm from? Whenever you ask her in return, what does she do? Don't believe her. Be skeptic. Challenge her. Don't be impressed by anything she does. She could tell you she's the president. You'd be like, oh, well, what else do you do? Be unimpressed. Because a cool dude with a lot going for him isn't going to be impressed by anything. And that's where it gets fun. Once you've won and you've taken control of the social situation and you are on top, that is when you go for the close. You are always the first person to leave. Always. You have to go. You've got things to do. You're a busy man. That kind of stuff, right? So you say, I've got to go. I've got to get back to my friends. I've got to get back to work. I've got a big deal meeting coming up, but I'd really enjoy to see you again. She gives you any indication that that's okay. You pull your phone out. You do it yourself. You ask her how to spell her name. You take control. You're already on control. Now, in night game, there are some differences. It's a different social environment in night game, and there's more high energy and more fun in night game. That's expected, but day game needs to be more natural, more real. And once you take the social power away from her and that she's working for you, you need to get out of there, stand your ground. She'll be left wanting more. That's OSVIC. That's OSVIC. That's open, stack, vibe, invest, and close. Right? Okay. Last tip for you guys today on the alpha male is this. Do not be needy. Most newcomers, that is their biggest problem, is they go in and they're so needy. They say the compliment. I just real quick, I want to tell you something. I think that you're really pretty. And then, boom, they just keep talking and asking these questions of doom. Do you live in London? Yes, no. Do you go to school here? Yes, no. How long have you gone to school here? 14 years. And nothing's fun about that. It feels like we're being questioned or surveyed. Don't be needy. Be cool. Be unimpressed. Be a cool dude that's crafty and can twist things, can listen to her and challenge her and tease her and poke her. Sometimes it's fun to treat a situation like that as their little kid, where you pull my finger, poke them, laugh at them, twirl them. It's kind of hilarious, but it works, guys. And on the next episode, we're going to dive into anxiety, okay? Because everybody has that, and anxiety is a very hard thing to get over, and we're going to talk about how we can work to eliminate that social pressure, that anxiety, that sweating, that nervousness. How can we get past it? Because someone just telling you, be confident, isn't going to make you confident. And next week, we're going to dive into exactly how to do that. To all my friends in the greater Indianapolis, Indiana area, this is Mr. Bones, and I am the Alpha Male, and I will see you next week.